We're all born normal.
Juicy, come down.
No. Hello, Mom, Dad, and everyone else watching who isn't a blood relative to this, episode 3 of Taskmaster, an episode for every lockdown. I'm the Taskmaster, and for the past month, I've sent out via pigeon several tasks, which have now been returned to me for my personal perusal. I have not seen any of the tasks before this point. But who are these heroic people who have taken the time out of their busy schedules to provide entertainment for you miserable lot? That would, of course, be my superb 4 contestants. So, without further ado, Ori, change us to gallery view, and contestants, unmute yourselves and join me in applauding the fantastic Francis Ava, Lou Smallbone, Carter Lau, and Joseph Dan. Fantastic. And joining me, as he does every week, is my secretive videographer, editor, life coach, Quidditch international, and yoga enthusiast. It's Ori. Ori, if you could take any vow, what would it be? Silence, reading you loud and clear, fella. Okay, one last thing before we start, a little content warning. This show does contain both swearing and my haircut, which makes my head look like a microphone. You have been warned. Right, that's enough banter. Let's jump into our first task. For our first task, we asked our delightful contestants to bring in the most unique thing. They were able to interpret this any way they liked. So let's see what they came up with. We're going to start with Carter. Hello, Carter. How are you? Are you feeling well?
I've been better.
Oh, really? Is it lockdown getting you down? Is it your according to this, extremely abnormally stretchy skin?
You know, that is not getting me down, but it keeps me going. That actually, quite the opposite. What's getting me down is my degree, but I'm sure many of us can relate to that.
No,
but yeah, I do have really stretchy
get
skin.
That. It also says here, from this information that I've assimilated, that you're quite a crafty fellow, not evil or kind of into robbery, but into your arts and craft. So tell me, in the 3 lockdowns we've had, what is the best thing you've crafted? Out of what?
I think the best thing is the closest thing I have to me, which would be this. I took an envelope of that said like, please pay your bills, and then I cut it up. I made this little envelope, little frame thing with my housemate, and it was Christmas time, so I stuck a little Christmas hat on it.
That's actually really sweet, and I hope that you didn't get any more letters about your bills, and hopefully they just forgot. You could say that's quite a unique item, couldn't you, Carter? But the question is that the most unique item that you have?
Well, I can do one better than that, and it's I was thinking, like, what's more unique than a face? And then I was like, what's more unique than my face? And then I remembered I had this custom trinket tray made of me.
What? Sorry, what's a trinket trade? Is that what it's called?
Trinket tray.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense. That's pretty cool. I didn't know you had blue hair.
It's a cap.
It's a cap. Right, well, that makes a lot more sense. Blue glasses. What's the nose made out of?
Flesh.
Oh, okay. Cannibalism. We like it. Or at least human body parts used. Terrific. That is fairly unique, I would say. But is it more unique than what Lou has? Hello, Lou Smallbone. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Says here you have very small feet. Care to explain?
Yeah, so I still have to buy shoes from the children's section because my feet aren't wide, but they make shoes that are wide. And so I can't fit into anything that people put in the shops. So I still have to go down to like the downstairs section and watch Ice Age while someone's measuring my shoe. I'm 21 years old and it still happens.
But you still love Ice Age, so it's fine because it's kind of a win-win, really.
Oh, it's a complete win-win. It's the reason I do it.
The only reason you got onto this show was through the talent section, and you in that audition made a riveting sound with your throat. We would just like you to perform that skill for the viewers at home.
Okay, everyone be quiet. Okay.
Was that genuinely you?
Yes.
That was absolutely terrifying.
I don't know what it is.
Is there a situation where you generally think you could use that skill? Like I don't know, like if you were in a haunted house, I guess?
I mean, possibly. But I think, if I ever had to be a frog in a show, that would work too.
Just get it on the acting CV. I would say, and I think you'll agree with me with this, Lou, it's quite a unique skill. But we're not here for unique skills, Lou. We're here for the most unique item you have. So show us and tell us.
Yeah, so this was actually in the back of my phone. I keep it in the back of my phone always because it's the best thing that I've ever seen. So at Christmas, I got a cheese advent calendar, and behind every single door was cheese, obviously, because it's a cheese advent calendar. But behind every door was a joke related to cheese, and this was the best cheese joke, okay? And it was sent in by Linda Twigg, and it says, "What is cheese without a cracker? Cracker-lacking, no less. Look, there. What is cheese?" Sent in by Linda Twigg.
Linda Twigg.
Cracker-lacking. It's the best joke there is, and I don't know where Linda Twigg is, but wherever she is.
I agree, it's a very good joke, and you have, tapped into my genuine love of puns, but there is a problem there, Lou. How many of those calendars were sold?
I have no idea.
You should know these things when you buy a product, because if it's the same jokes in every one, that's not that unique.
Oh, well. Well, there we go. Well, it was Lidl's middle aisle. Who buys things from there?
That's true. That is in your favour. I mean, Aldi, fair enough, but Lidl, no one shops there.
No, exactly.
Shout out to Rosie, my sister, who works at Lidl, and it's great. Right, okay, Lou. We'll see about that one. Next up, we have Joseph. Hello. This round's all about uniqueness. It says here you haven't got a very unique taste in sandwiches. In fact, you've got quite a mundane taste in sandwiches. What's that all about?
Well, during high school, I was a bit of a fussy eater, and nothing beats a Marmite sandwich.
And how long did you have said Marmite sandwich?
Every day in high school, 5 years straight.
5
Very
years
proud of
straight.
that. Mm.
That's just, I think that's enough, to be honest. I think that's enough information that I can derive from that. I think that's incredible. I think fair play to you. If I could do that with ham and cheese, I would. But I haven't got the strength that you have. So fair play, Joseph.
I am sick of them now.
That's not that unique. What I'm looking for is something more unique. So as long as it's not a Marmite sandwich, you might be onto something. Joseph, what have you got?
I have brought in a good luck charm my friend bought me when he was in Japan.
That's quite funky. Do you know anything more about the good luck charm?
Well, I'm not sure if it works. If it does, I'm very unlucky because I've had pretty average luck until now. Yeah.
So if it was a lucky, if you'd then gone on to say that you managed to, I don't know, do something that was very lucky, win a jackpot of some sort, such as, get onto the Taskmaster show. Some might say that is the jackpot of life. But no, I don't know. I'm a bit mixed because once again, it depends where he got it from. Because how unique is the item itself? Is it handmade? Do you know?
To be honest, I would doubt it. I was taking this to be unique in the context of the UK.
Okay, I like the honesty. It does bring you down a couple of marks. Finally, on this first round, we have Francis. Hello, Francis. Now, in my many years as a Taskmasterian, I've got a lot of famous friends. A good mate of mine, Dustin Hoffman, actually once told me that you sold him a hot dog. Care to elaborate?
Yeah, I mean, I am 99% sure it was Dustin Hoffman. Like, there is like 1% because he didn't say a word in the whole encounter, but it was at Wimbledon. I literally worked at the worst possible place within it. Just we were the cheapest food you could get, and it was.
So would Dustin go there? That's the question, isn't it?
Well, like it was really like it was like all the matches were on, so no one was around, and he just kind of like was wandering about with this woman who did all of the speaking. She was American, which
leads to something. Okay, I'll allow it. What I won't allow is a not very unique item. So please don't gift me that. What have you got, Francis?
Well, hearing your critiques of the other items, I'm now less sure about how unique this is. But so It's a face hugger from the movie Alien. That's the one.
That is genuinely horrifying.
Yeah, it kind of freaks me out at night sometimes because it's a bit like a spider.
Just imagine seeing that in the middle of the night, then hearing Lou's ribbiting coming from the creature itself. I think that is just nightmare fuel to the max. You are very lucky in that for my 16th birthday, and even though the films were 18s, just take that into account, I got each one of the Alien films, and so I'm a big fan. Uniqueness, I've never seen one, but I haven't seen any of the other ones. So we'll have to see, you know, mass production on these things can really change my vote. But, you know, it's the first round. And so for that reason, I think everyone's put in a good effort. I've got to know you all. So no one gets 0 points or 1 point. But Lou does get 2 points. For this first one, as I say, a joke distributed very widely. I don't know. It just feels like there's not enough uniqueness there. 3 points. I'm going to go Joseph, because whilst there is a certain level of uniqueness to it, I do feel like Lucky Charms in themselves, you know, I've seen a fair few Lucky Charms. So no, you can't have any more points. Now, Francis, I'm going to give the 4 because I like Alien and I think it's quite a unique thing. I've never seen it before. But of course, a custom-made trade palette, whatever you call it, shite thing, has to take the money on this first round. Carter takes the 5 points and we move on to task number 2. Right, let's kick this series of taskapades up a notch. Another task is in order. Joseph, would you please read out task number 2?
No, you're all right. Task 2. You must create a random documentary.
Yes, we have asked the contestants to create a random documentary. To achieve this, I asked them to get a word randomizer and randomize it. Then they had to make a documentary on the word they received that lasted 1 minute 20 or less. So without further ado, let's kick things off with Lou. Can't quite click my fingers there, but let's roll with it.
Alex has told us that we have to do a random documentary. So I've got a random noun generator here, and I'm just going to click the enter button, and then we're going to see what word comes up, and I'm going to make that into a documentary. So 3, 2, 1. Grape. The word grape. Just so everyone can see. Grape. Black grapes, red grapes, green grapes, seedless grapes, seed-full grapes. I think there's scope. I think there's somewhere to go with this. Okay. Yeah, let's do it. I'm ready. Nature, greenery, grapes. Denon. In today's world, consumption is everything. We live to eat and thrive. In this documentary, I, Louise Smallbone, will be taking a look at the world's rarest purple fruits. This is our landscape. Just found the rarest of grapes in the wild. These are fantastic. They're so round, and that spherical shape is going to help them roll and move in whatever way they need. Last year, over 3 billion grapes were consumed by humans. At this rate, we won't have any more grapes in about 20 years. There. Can you see? Come down. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe it. Yes, this is a beautiful sight. I can't believe my eyes. Look, it's there, just zoom in.
No, please unmute yourself for further scrutiny. Tiger King, Making a Murderer, The Landscape, all classics in their own right. First things first, I liked your use of facts. 3 billion grapes, that really changed my life, and it's changed my grape consumption, considering that they could be extinct in 20 years.
Yeah.
My first question for you is, did you have a professional mic? Because that like ASMR-esque whisper was sublime.
No, I didn't. I just got right up close to my phone and went, Denon. And it really worked.
I thought it was terrific. You got the angles right. I could see there was a lot of preparation. Did you watch any documentaries in the run-up?
Yeah, just a few. I may or may not have subscribed to discovery.com for it.
I like the effort. Was that just for this, by the way?
No. I mean, what? No.
So I see through that, and I love it. I love the dedication. That's what we're looking for here, Lou. I was worried, you know, at the end when you got the camera, that it would be two grapes mating. I don't know why that was the first thing that came into my head. What differentiates a grape from a wild wine?
Well, a wine is grape juice.
Like a Schlur, if you will.
Like a Schlur, if you will, but you add alcohol to it. But again, it could have been Schlur. I didn't have Schlur, I only had wine in. I mean, in the wild, I could only find what wine.
Yeah, exactly. You can't choose what you find. I personally think it ticked a lot of boxes in documentarianism.
Oh.
I was very impressed. You'll see how impressed when I rank it. But next up, we have Joseph's attempt. So let's see what Joseph got up to.
Hello there. Today is the big day. We're going to be filming our first task. For dramatic reasons, I'm going to pretend I haven't seen it before. I was told to find it near a place close to my heart. This must, of course, be referring to my shrine to Ainsley Harriott and Warwick Davis with a nice cactus. You must generate a random word and create a documentary on it. Better be something I own. I don't want to create a documentary on a kilogram of gold. I'm only going to have one crack at this, so let's see if I can get first time lucky. Towel. Nice. We're venturing into one of the most unpleasant and unwelcoming environments on planet Earth, the student house. Today, we're on the lookout for an elusive entity known as the towel. The towel's natural environment is the bathroom, but as on occasions like today, the towel can seldom be found in an entirely different habitat, the living room. We've been fortunate enough to capture one on camera. Here, this towel is displaying typical behaviour of one likely accustomed to human presence. This one we can see is drying itself off after what has been a particularly wet season for it. Whilst rarely aggressive, towels can emit an unpleasant odour, enough to deter even the most unclean of humans. I'm going to see if I can approach close enough to touch this incredible specimen. This one seems extremely docile and does not seem perturbed by my presence at all. So there you have it, a brief insight into the life of the towel. See you next time, nature lovers.
Fantastic job, Joseph. Did you just get mauled by a towel at the end there? Was that one of the dangers?
Yes, indeed.
That was, I mean, you really put your heart on the line there. I thought the overall setting was something that really caught my eye. I feel like a towel in its natural habitat really kind of brings out the essence of the towel in itself, you know, on a drying rack or a radiator, as some might call it. I thought was rather impressive. I noticed a Wii remote. Very important for this task. Do you own a Wii?
I do.
Right, interesting. That might change my my evaluation. Were you happy with towel, or was there anything else you would have liked to do a documentary on?
It's better than the first few ones I got. I mean, that was my first attempt on one, but
Well, I assume all of you picked the first word you got. Jeez, I don't want any of these quick cuts. Fantastic effort, Joseph. Let's see if Ray should keep this document open. Francis can do any better. Roll VT.
Hello, Taskmaster. Today I'm gonna randomize my word to find a word for my documentary. Woo! Ooh. I'll think on that. Dirt. 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 Probably gonna have to leave the house for this. So, all edited together, and guys, it is a pretty gritty expose, so fasten your seatbelts. Hi, I'm a shouting woman, and we're going to talk about dirt. Dirt. Huh. What is it good for? Actually, quite a few things. Dirt. It fills our homes and our streets. It spreads across our surfaces and our lives without remorse. It can only be defeated with the most dangerous of weapons. But do these evil particles actually have a secretly beneficial alter ego? Yes! Dirt's secret superhero identity is called Soil, and it's the true hero of this world. In its soil form, dirt supports life and growth. Plants grow in it, bugs live in it, other nature things grow in it. Without dirt, we wouldn't get beautiful and lush gardens like this. Dirt. What is it good for? More than you might think.
Very good. Thank you, Francis. Please unmute yourself for further scrutiny. A lot of questions that need answering. Firstly, what was your narrative goals with this piece?
Apart from apparently exposing the amount of dirt we do have in my house, just
I was actually going to start because you said at the start, I hope I have to go outside for this. I was like, well, I'd assume so, but obviously that wasn't the case.
Well, you know, it turns out you know there is a lot of dirt inside the house as it happens. So yeah, I just think, you know, dirt needs all the, you know, applause it can get, really.
And I think you really showed that, you know, you showed it in a negative light and then flipped it on its head. Some interesting camera angles, some echoes towards the good old horrible histories never goes unmissed. I think there's a lot of positive particles to that. That's not the right word, but we're going to roll with it. Thank you. Fantastic. Okay, we'll see. But we first need to see our final effort for round 2, and that is, of course, Carter himself.
Good morning. It is 1 AM on Monday, the 22nd of March, and I've left this task a little late. But yeah, I'm going to be looking at a random word generator and hopefully making a documentary. And hopefully within the hour, because I need to sleep. Let's get it.
We are a random word generator. Let's see what we get. Chicken Council. Fantastic.
So I guess initially I've got 2 ideas. One is like kind of like the Hansford Parish Council sort of vibe, so like just like quite a heated environment, lots of professional people, very passionate, and then someone would say the quote like, oh, it's like a game of chicken, and it's like who's going to back out first, and it kind of like takes that name and makes it the title. Or just literally chickens, and it's about like the politics of the coop sort of thing. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do. I don't have very long to make this. We'll see how it goes.
We're all born normal. Same home, same coop. They say you want to fit in, don't look like a fool. But I wasn't born to fit in. I was born to rule. By 3, I was already learning to fly and hang with the big chicks. By 5, learning how to call and use words. I wanted a life bigger than our small coop. I wanted to rule all of the birds. By 8, I was top of the pecking order of the coop. But was life always meant to be this plain? I wanted more than just all the best grain. And that's when I found the Chicken Council. They govern all other chickens from across the West Midlands. It wasn't easy to fit in at first. The big cocks never let a mere Sussex chicken like me get a word in edgeways. Read the standing orders, read them and understand them, they would shout. But through grit, endurance, and around-the-clock working, I managed to climb my way to the top of the pecking order. Day by day, things were getting better. My peers let me cluck, and I got my policies across. The arguments, the fights, that's all part of the thrill. There's no place I'd rather be than the chicken council.
Fantastic rags to riches story there for a young chick. Carter, what were your inspirations for this? It shouted to me the Royal Navy adverts. Sure, I was born in Carlisle, but made in the Royal Navy. It was kind of that. Are you sure? I was a little egg. Now I'm on the council type vibe. But sorry. Let's hear it from the chicken's mouth itself.
I think I do actually have the craft itself here. So I spent half the time making this, to be honest. But I watched a few trailers because I was like 1 minute 20. I can't fit a documentary in that, but obviously they've been proved wrong 3 times. So I went for more of just like a trailer. And I saw like a Netflix documentary of like this, like it's like a biopic of this inspirational councilwoman who went from like rags to riches sort of thing. So I was like, I'll do the same, but with a chicken.
With a chicken. I enjoy some pop culture references for anyone who missed them. Bit of a Jackie Weaver escapade. Always good with footnotes. Check out our TikTok for that. But no, I was very impressed. I like the piano. Was that you, or did you steal that off some other creative?
So again, watching this trailer, they had this like blackout with the note thing, and I was like, that's quite effective. I'll see if I can mimic that. So I got my housemate who studies music, and I was like, it's 2 a.m. What is this note? And then I got my laptop open and found it on my keyboard. And if you listen carefully, you can hear me tap my laptop just before you hear the note.
I mean, it was one note, so I don't know how much credit I can give. But fair play to your housemate for getting up at 2 a.m. to Google a single note. I think that's real dedication to the cause. You can mute yourself, Carter, while I deliberate. I think there were strong efforts all around. So once again, I'm not going for the 1 pointer. But similarly, I'm not going to go for the 5 because I think it was quite a congested. So I'm going to go first off. I'm going to go off the amount of editing and kind of documentary gimmicks. And off that itself, I'm afraid, Joseph, you get the 2. There weren't as many, quick cuts, zooms, etc. I'm then going to go 3 for Carter. I enjoyed it, but I felt, as you say, it was more of a trailer. But I'm going to give joint first place to both Francis and Lou for just really imbibing the documentary theme, but in very different ways. That is my judgment. It has been passed. Now it's time for the very next task. Here it is, task number 3. This time we would like, please, Francis to read it out for us.
Create the best movie poster remake.
Yes, we asked them to pick any famous movie poster and recreate it using stuff you have at home. The more creative, the better. Ori, whack up the PowerPoint. It's time for judgment. Right, here we go. First up is Joseph. Let's see what you've attempted. Okay, unmute yourself, please. First off, the main test of this is, will I know the film? I'll tell you what, I bloody know the film. What materials, what was your motivation? Just talk me through it, Joseph.
Well, as someone that's artistically challenged, I knew that I'd have to succeed by humour alone. I thought the best way to do that would be to include a pun somehow. So I've gone for E.T., maybe T, obviously.
See, you say you're artistically challenged, yet I see in front of me fantastic finger work on E.T. You know, there's a lot of play there. Is that an Earth Below?
That is, yeah.
See, I knew it wasn't a football. So once again, these are all very positive things. Even apart from the fact that the child's hand is gratuitously bent backwards on its pinky finger, and I really think they should see a doctor. I think there's some fantastic work there. Why did you pick T, Joseph?
Not funny without
You
to.
just said because it's ET and it's a pun, and I'm very slow. Fantastic choices. Sell this movie to me, your version, in one sentence.
That's a tall order. Please
For a very
watch this
small
film.
fella. Was that come watch this film? I mean, it
Please watch
works.
this
It's straight to
film,
the
yeah.
point, and it'll do. Next up, Francis, let's see what you got. The usual suspects with what I can only assume is a Scooby-Doo theme. Talk me through it, Francis.
I have those 4 figurines. I don't know what happens to Shaggy.
Yeah.
Or actually the correct Scooby, because that's a nodding head dog version.
Yeah, that one looks quite haunting, actually. Ah! There you go.
And I googled famous movie posters, obviously, to
I love
inspiration.
how none of them are above 5 foot tall. That's one detail that I really appreciate.
Yeah, that was more my drawing of the sheet didn't really work out to hold it behind it, but you know.
I love the medley. Sell the film in a sentence.
The gang are finally on the other side of the law.
Oh, hello. Okay. Some levels to that one. I like it a lot. Next up, we have Carter's, and I have no idea what this could be. I struggle with that. Brum. Okay. Carter, talk me through what I'm seeing.
I really don't know what came over me. I don't even like the film.
I think artistic license came over you, my friend. It is sublime.
Thank you. For the more keen-eyed, you actually notice there is a scan of Birmingham behind it and our university.
And old Joe, don't forget.
Yeah. But I think after putting the shirt on for the chicken documentary, I was like, might as well keep it on. Two tasks, one outfit. And naturally, just Ryan Gosling came over me and was like, yeah, this is the one for you.
You saw this and you were like, well, I'm playing Gosling. Fuck it, I'll play Emma Stone as well. I'll play everyone. And tell you what, it works. It works. Sell your film in a sentence. Sorry, that would be a bit unfair.
It's not a very good film, to be honest.
Didn't work out too well for you. We'll see how that affects the scores. And finally, it is Lou Smallbone herself. Lou, let's see what you've come up with. Is this salmon fishing in the Yemen?
Okay, so listen. I actually sent in 2 photos.
Okay.
This one, I was like, oh, we're not allowed. And then I was like, oh my God, okay, actually, we're only supposed to use things at home. So then I did a second photo outside with a blanket as the brick as the rock. And then I still used my funky little willy here, which is a thingamabob. Because I realised you were only allowed to use things at home. So I did this and I was like, am I allowed to put names on it? And basically I ended up doing it all wrong, clearly, because everyone else photoshopped. And then I sent in the wrong one. Then I sent another one to Ori. And then here we are.
Talk me through it. I mean, you have, but talk me through the film and the narrative and the creative license.
Well, out of all of the willies that you'd want to be free, you'd want Willy to be free.
It's Free Willy, not salmon fishing in the Yemen. I've just clocked that. I am so sorry. To be fair, I've never seen the film, but I like what you've done. I'm not going to take any points off for Photoshop, or maybe I will. What? Let's see. Because everyone's used it, to be fairly, I've just noticed, apart from Joseph himself.
Yeah.
Which might get him some bonus points. We'll see. But I think it's a valiant effort, Lou. What I'm going to do is I'm going to score them, and then I'm going to give a bonus point to Joseph for being the only one who didn't use any Photoshop. But you're going to need it, Joseph, because I'm going to start you on the 1 point for the effort itself. I thought it was okay. I could see it. No, screw that. 2 points. I don't think anyone deserves none on this one once again. And as you did do it all, I'm going to give you both points on top of it, so you will get 3, but 2 for the effort itself. Next up, I'm going to go for Lou, just because I didn't know what it was, on the 3 points. Then it's close, but I'm going to give it to Carter with the 5 and Francis with the 4, because the brief was a famous movie poster, and you just brought in the mystery gang, which was a nice little side shot, but wasn't what we asked, was it? So you get the 4 points. Fantastic. Let's move on to task number 4. Carter, could you read it out for us, please?
Yes, of course. Task number 4 is get a tea bag into a mug, and you can be creative as possible.
Yes, you can. Being a proud Yorkshireman, I couldn't get through this episode without somehow involving a mug and some tea. So let's kick straight into it with the fantastic Francis. Well, we asked for creativity, and you can never be faulted on that. Where did you get the bow and arrow?
Like, it was like a costume thing. Like, it's just it's rubber basically, so it's not actually dangerous.
I mean, yeah, we don't want to use an actual bow and arrow. God, please don't use actual bow and arrows in your putting of tea in mugs.
Yeah.
There's one thing I will query. You didn't get the mug into the pot though, did you? The tea into the mug, sorry.
So it did go in. It just sort of came back out a little bit, but like it was in the mug.
I just kind of forgot about the task and just saw how much you enjoyed playing with the bow and arrow. And it was going really well for you until you blatantly didn't get it into the... You could have ended the video with you dropping it in. And I would have been, that was lovely.
I had a 6-minute long video of me trying to get that into the tea bag, into the mug. And I'd done so much of it by that point. I was so determined. And it was in there.
You were so determined and it didn't go in.
It did. It like hit the bag, just also slid out.
Okay.
You didn't specify it had to stay in the mug.
That is true. I mean, I would argue it never went in, as in the arrow went in. Even your logic, I don't think works, but it's still a lot of fun.
Okay, fair.
We'll see. We'll see how everyone else does. But we'll move on to Carter. Let's see how you got on.
Ready?
Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
Bye.
Wait, what? I'm gonna get it in. Oh, I slipped.
Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm Carter's best friend from Manchester, and it's the 18th of March today. I got this in the post.
No. Carter, I need to trust you here, okay? I need to know that you actually put a tea bag in an envelope, sent it to Manchester. Is that the same tea bag?
The identical tea bag, yeah. I'm a big fan of Post. What can I say?
It's like a miniature, much shitter version of Around the World in 80 Days. And that is not a negative in any stretch of the imagination. That was... all one can say is awe-inspiring. Thank you, Rachel. Fan of the show. Let's hope. That was... wow, I don't think I can say anything else. Did you notice, Francis, how it went into the mug? No, it's valiant effort. Moving on, let's see what Lou's got ready. If you could unmute yourself, Lou. I mean, wow, talk me through that.
Yeah, it was. Listen, the the thought was better than the execution. I had thought that the tea bag was going to fly past old Joe, but I didn't take into account the fact that wind was a factor in our climate. And also, I was the thrower and the camera so you can see my hand in pretty much every single shot.
That's my favourite bit.
You can see.
You can see the hand in every shot.
It was so bad. In my head, I was like, my God, this is going to be so good. What the heck? And then it just came out and I was like, what have I done with my life? Why am I...
There was like one thing that had to happen in that video. You did the first one and then it went over the fence and then it was just...
It was, yeah, it didn't go well. Here we are.
I think you're doing yourself a bit of a disservice because it was what I expected when I set the challenge. You know, the whole going around the world thing. So it's not the worst. But we'll see. We'll see how it equates with Joseph. Let's finish off this group.
Well, that's an hour of my life I'm never going to get back.
Oh, damn. That was impressive. That was something. Yeah, talk us through the mechanisms of that, please, Joseph.
Well, I wanted the Wii to be involved because everyone loves a Wii, and I just pressed the disc once and I thought, could use that. Took a while to actually get something that worked though, an hour, as you probably heard. Yeah, I only lost some of my sanity doing it. I think it paid off.
I thought it was rather quite beautiful, actually. I think we can all agree that it was just. I mean, the first time you did it, I actually didn't know what had happened. Yeah. like I was expecting to be one of those, those domino runs. I was like, oh shit, it actually happened. I thought it was neat. I liked that a lot. That's all I have to say. I will judge post haste. On one point. The only person who didn't get it into the mug is Francis. But I will say, I genuinely felt happy watching you play with the bow and arrow. Like, that brought me actual joy. And if it was based on that, you'd have all the points. But it's not, so you get one. Then everyone else got it in. So it's going to be a jump. Some got it in a bit too much in terms of hand. So Lou hits the 3 points. And then Joseph, fantastic effort, lots of quirky little mechanisms on the 4. But my God, it has to be Carter himself with the cross-country express to Manchester. That was a fantastic effort. It's on for the final round. Okay, coming into the last task of the show, I can tell you all that there is 1 point in it, apart from first place, who's 6 points ahead of everyone. But it's still rather tense, wouldn't you agree? Okay, it's now time for the final live task of the show, which I've just sent to Lou on Messenger. Over to you, Lou.
The final task is, are you smarter than a primary school?
Yes, not a primary school age student, a primary school, because I obviously didn't read that through very well. Yes, we are going to test our contestants' skills by going old school. Each round will test a different primary school skill. The loser of each round will be eliminated until only one remains. Points will be awarded accordingly. So, for you four, the first round will be all 4 of you. The last one to get it right will be eliminated, and so on, and points will be awarded that way. The first 2 rounds are very much to do with the idea of the of primary school. The last one I just kind of made up. So the first round is mathematics. What I need you to do is I need you to hold up both your hands like this. I will then give you a mental maths puzzle that involves pluses and minuses. ignoring bid mass, but like one after the other, for all you bid masters out there. You then need to show up on your hands. So it'll be between 1 and 10, the answer. Last one to do that is eliminated. Do you all understand? Please feel free to say if you don't. So I'll give you an example, which we can cut. So 5 plus 3 plus 2 minus 4. Go. Yes, it was 6. Yeah. Okay, fantastic. You only get one go at it as well. And when I say go, you show up as quickly as possible. Ori, I might need your help adducing who is the last. Okay, round 1. Everyone, please raise your hands. 5 plus 7 plus 9 plus 2 plus 8 minus 13 minus 2 minus 5 minus 3 minus 1. Go. Yeah, it is 7. I do realise that there might have been a chance that people just copied the first person. But I'm afraid, Francis, that does mean you are out and you cannot participate in literacy. How do you feel?
I thought it was still in the minuses when you, like, I got really confused and I was like, is it like -6? How is that between 1 and 10? Do you know what? I thought I was quite good at maths, so I'm very disappointed in myself, but you have to go at some point.
Hey,
so.
you have to put yourself out there, and if it's -6, you don't put your fingers up, and I think that's a fair shout. Fantastic. Next round is literacy. I'm going to send it to you all. What the round? No, I'm not. I'm just going to say it. Make up a 2-line poem about the sun. You will all get 30 seconds, and you have to send them to me so I know you all got the same amount of time. Okay, Luz is in. You have 20 seconds, boys.
I feel like we need the countdown music.
Yeah, Ori, you know what to do. Okay, all the answers are in. Lou, can you please read out your 2-line poem about the sun?
Wow, what a hot sun. Let's get out the burger buns.
A nice bit of alliteration on the burger bun. It didn't go unnoticed. Next up, we have Joseph Dan.
The sun is very hot. Can I touch it? I think not.
Ah, I see. Very interesting indeed. Finally, we have Carter. Carter, please.
Bullets in a gun. The sun is fun.
A different approach. Yes, round of applause, please, for all our fantastic poet laureates. But only 2 can go through. Ori, X Factor music. Lou, Joseph, Carter, hey Francis. Only 2 of you can go through to the next round. And those 2 are Lou and Joseph. Carter, it was shit. Huge round of applause for our poet laureates. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Now, on to the final round. Now, I don't know about you guys, but a lot of shit went down at primary school. A lot of beefs, a lot of negativity. But we always had a code, us at Cut 11 to primary school. We always said, hey, you can say what you want, but if you want to stand up and deliver, you do rock, paper, scissors. And that's how we're settling the debates here, okay? So Lou and Joseph, intense music plays. Turn off your cameras. I want you now to pick your weapon of choice, whether it be paper, whether it be rock, whether it be scissor. And then on the count of 3, hope there's no lag, When I say the word go, I want you to turn on your cameras. We'll do a best of 3. So round 1. 3, 2, 1, go. It's a win for Joseph. Damn, Dan. Incredible stuff. Lou goes down to a 1-0 deficit. Turn off your cameras, please. Can Joseph win it? Can Lou bring it back level? 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, it's a draw. This might go on longer than I expected. 3, 2, 1, go. It's a 2-win-win for Joseph. And it means that the points are allocated as follows. Francis gets the 1, Carter gets the 2, Lou gets the 3, and Joseph gets the 4. Congratulations. Let's rack up the scores and see where that leaves us. It's the moment we've all been waiting for. Every last one of us. From London to Ibiza. Here we go. Rachel, I know you're listening from Manchester. It's the big moment. In last place, with a valiant 14 points, is tea out of mug herself. It is Francis. Francis, congratulations. Round of applause. Francis, unmute yourself and tell us how you feel in 4 words.
I mean, this is like the highest in 4 words. I had a full speech.
No, say what? That's all you get, but say it anyway. Just dominate the space. Go, go, go.
This is the highest I've ever really come in a competition, so 4th, I'll take it.
It was valiant and it was superb. Thank you, Francis. You will forever be remembered. In 3rd place, on 15 points, 1 higher than Francis, it is none other than hand in frame Lou Smallbone. Lou, how'd you feel? Round of applause.
Wow, yeah, I'm fine. Whatever, it's all good. Discovery subscription obviously worked out really well.
Hey, if you subscribe to Discover, you get 3rd place. I was going for a rhyme there, but I couldn't think of one. Not that quick, I'm afraid. And we've lost Lou. Lou is out and she's
Use the space bar. I obviously wasn't just trying to leave. What are you talking about? I'm not angry. It's fine.
Fantastic and valiant effort. But there can only be one winner. Now, I can tell you that 2nd place got 16 points, 1 more than Lou. 1st place got 20 points. Helped by none other than Rachel from Manchester. Our winner of today's episode is none other than Carter Lau. A round of applause. Firstly, we'll hear from 2nd place himself, Joseph. Joseph, how'd you feel? 4 words or less.
Excited, honoured, pleased and proud.
Absolutely fantastic. And finally, the winner himself, Carter, how'd you feel?
In how many words?
And that's just perfect. That is the sentiment we want from a winner. He smashed it there. He knew the task. He got it in 1. Well, what is there left to say? What have we learnt today? Well, Joseph, he loves a towel. He loves a Wii, and so do I, as in the console. Francis can't read a bloody task. Lou loves to get her hands in the frame. I think that's fair to say. And Carter is a great friend with Rachel from Manchester. Thank you all so bloody much. Firstly, give yourselves a big round of applause. Honestly, with Ori's effects, it's been massive. Next up, give Mr. Camera himself, Ori, an applause. We usually let him show his face, but he can't because he's got no camera. And finally, of course, give the audience an applause for being absolutely bloody terrific and sticking around this whole bloody time. That is the end of that. Thank you all for coming. It's been a pleasure, and remember to be kind. Good night.